And thank you for joining today's machine learning webinar. My name is Julie, and I'm an intern this summer for IvyOnline Academy, and I'll be helping to host and moderate the panel today. We're going to be hearing from Rachel Wu, who's a current graduate student in financial engineering at Cornell University and one of the IvyOnline instructors. For those of you who may not be familiar with us, IvyOnline Academy provides online STEM courses and research opportunities for high school students in collaboration with top universities such as Cornell. Our founder, Mi-An, will speak on this more at the end of the webinar with more information about how to sign up for our courses. So in today's webinar, Rachel will be discussing her experience with and knowledge of machine learning. She will cover various topics, and there will also be a question and answer session where you can ask her questions and learn more. So without further ado, I'll give it off to Rachel.
Sure, thank you. So hello everyone, my name is Yuqing Wu. You can also call me Rachel. I will teach the Introduction to Python course and hold regular office hours to answer any questions you may have regarding to the course materials. So for today's agenda, I will first briefly introduce myself, then talk about my experience in actuarial science as my undergraduate major and also financial engineering as my graduate major. And then I will move on to talk about some machine learning applications and the importance of Python and machine learning for future study and career. And also at the end, I will be open for more questions. So I'm now a graduate student majoring in financial engineering at Cornell University. I have a relatively solid academic background in mathematics, statistics, as well as machine learning. I also have some rich experience in statistical data mining using Python and also have experience applying machine learning techniques in a variety of data sets. So I really hope through this course, I could share my knowledge of Python and machine learning with you and help you to develop your skills in Python as well. So for my undergraduate study, I was majored in actuarial science, applied statistics, and also accounting. So you may think that sounds a lot, but those subjects all share some similarities. And in my opinion, college time should be devoted to explore more different fields, find your interests, your fitness. So I think just try whatever you're interested. Out of the course you want to take, and also among those courses, pick the one you think that you really want to learn more and could help you to develop a solid skill set that could be used later. And also for my majors, when people talk about actuarial science, most of them think about insurance, but in my opinion, actuarial science is kind of a broader field that contains more areas than that. To me, actuarial science is about modeling the uncertainties and understand the different assumptions that underlie those models. So I choose to major in actuarial science because I'm really interested in disciplinary field. So it's a really great major that could open my eyes and I could learn a variety of stuff in the same time. So if you are really interested in math and modeling, I think actuarial science is a really great major for you. But you may heard that it's also a really difficult subject, because if you want to become an actuarial one day, you need to pass a bunch of exams and it will get harder and harder when you move on. So in order to be succeed in the field of actuarial science, I think enthusiasm is really important as well as persistent efforts. So for my graduate major in financial engineering, I choose to change my major because I found myself as more interested in the finance world and I want to become a quant one day. The similarity between actuarial science and financial engineering, they all emphasize on math and programming skills. So I would say for actuarial science, the statistical software like R, SAS, Excel, SQL, and basic Python is enough. But if you want to study financial engineering, you must have more solid programming skills, especially you need to learn some machine learning techniques. So at this point, you may ask, what is financial engineering? I would say it's really hard to qualify in one sentence because the more you get involved in this field, the broader career paths you will encounter. So even for me at this time, I'm not 100% sure like which specific area I want to work for. So if I must describe it in a way, I would say in simplified word, there are two sides of the career paths in financial engineering. One is the buy side, like those hedge fund, mutual fund, which classify as asset management. And also there is the other side, which is sell side. You may heard those big investment firm before, like Goldman Sachs, JP Morgan, Morgan Stanley, and Citigroups. So depending on interest and also your skill set, you could choose which career path you want to pursue. So, and also the machine learning and artificial intelligence get more and more popular nowadays. So the field of finance have evolved and adapted to that. More and more firms who traded in the financial market have used and developed their own machine learning applications to deal with the big data and also their model constructions. So I would say, in my understanding, machine learning and the statistical data mining approach is the future of the finance world. So if you want to enter the finance world one day, you must have a solid background in machine learning as well as the skill set in programming languages. So that's a little bit about myself. And now I will move on to talk about some machine learning applications. So as I said before, machine learning is a concept that appears like most frequently in many job descriptions and newses. It shows its popularity to incorporate in different fields. More and more universities nowadays have open courses in the field of machine learning. As it's become more and more pervasive, more and more firms also use that technique to achieve better profitabilities. So for example, if you are a bank and you want to predict your credit card default rate, this is an excellent application for machine learning. People will usually treat this problem as a classification problem, as you only have two choices of default or not. And there are a variety of classification of machine learning algorithm you could implement. Like you may heard before, like logistic regression, k-nearest neighbor, random forest, and so on. So you will learn all those models and techniques in the introduction to machine learning course with us, and also with the programming skills you developed through the introduction to Python course, you will be able to code and solve this question. And also there are a lot of other areas that you could use machine learning techniques. So for example, if you are a portfolio manager and you want to optimize your asset weights in your investment to achieve the greatest return while keep the risk low, machine learning could help you with that as well. So as we move on in this series of course, you will learn more applications and learn more about machine learning. So lastly, I will talk about the importance of Python and machine learning in your future study and career. So again, I think I could not emphasize more on how important Python and machine learning are. They are used and applied in our daily life. So for example, like the search engines you use like Google and Yahoo, how they know what you want to type and what you are looking for after you enter some keyword. And also some online stores you shopped like Amazon, how do they know what you want to buy by just looking at your search history or your shopping cart, and then recommend the most relevant stuff to you, or those applications of machine learning. So you encounter it every day. So the reason of why we choose Python as the programming language for machine learning is due to its powerful and functional libraries. There is a particular library called scikit-learn, which is almost have the most frequently used machine learning techniques that already coded. So you can just directly use them by referring to that library. And we will teach you more about how to use that library and how to implement machine learning in your own research in this series of course. That's what I want to talk about today. And I'm open for more questions if you guys have more questions.
Yeah, so a lot of participants actually submitted questions on the form from before. So I guess I can just ask you some of those for everyone. So first we have, what kind of jobs would a double major of economics and computer science get you in the future?
That's a really great question. So, as I said, for my undergraduate study, I was kind of major in both field, and I choose to change my major and to major in financial engineering for my graduate study because I'm more interested in the finance side. So, to me, I think double majoring in economics and computer science could better fit the job as a quant or a data analytics. So depend on like what side you are more interested in. If you are more interested in computer science, then maybe a data scientist or a data analytics is more fit for you. But if you are more interested in the finance world and in the economic side, I think maybe a financial engineering or a quant maybe better fit your interest.
Okay. We also have, what is the difference between data analytics and data science?
Yeah, that's a really great question. So, in my understanding, I think data scientist is more focused on research, like develop new machine learning techniques and see how those work in different data set. And data analytics, I think, is more work on some relevant world problems. Like if you are working for a consulting firm, you need to collect the data of your client, and I think data analytics could do that. But for data scientists, they are more likely work for some really big firm like Google, Yahoo, Facebook to find like how to use some more advanced artificial intelligence techniques like neural network to analyze their potential clients and find more profit. Yeah, I think in one simple sentence, data scientist is more focused on research and data analytics is more focused on apply their knowledge in solving some real world problems.
Okay. We also have, how much finance or business knowledge do you need in order to apply machine learning to these kinds of fields?
I would say in order to learn machine learning, you don't need to have much knowledge in the finance or economics related field. You only need some like basic math. I think that's enough. Yeah, because machine learning have a lot of applications and not only limited in the finance world. You can apply it in biology, physics, chemistry, whatever you want. Yeah.
Mhm. Okay, we also have kind of a lot of questions about like, how do you get started on machine learning as a beginner or like as a high schooler? How can you gain entry level experience in these fields?
Yeah, that's another really great question. So I think first, don't think machine learning is a really fancy name. It's not really hard to learn. We will for this course we will start at the beginning. So it's also already designed for the beginner. So you don't need to worry if you could not catch up. You just need to follow the courses, and I'm sure you will understand those concepts really well.
Great. Let's see. Also, anyone in the call can also submit questions through the like chat box, or also unmute and ask questions. That works too. We also have, is machine learning frequently used in the healthcare industry? And if so, how does one get started with applying machine learning to the healthcare industry?
Sure. So for that question, I think definitely machine learning could be applied in the healthcare industry, but because my major is not in healthcare, so I'm not 100% sure how they apply it. But I think machine learning is used for analyze data set. So if there is a field that use data set, then I think machine learning could be used for that.
Okay. There's also questions sort of like, what kind of internships would you get in these fields to like gain more experience, and like what kind of internships are offered?
You mean my experience or what kind of internship the student could look for?
I guess both, if you have like any insight onto it.
Sure. So I would say for like all of my internship experience and also those projects I have participated in, I use a lot of Python and machine learning related techniques because like one of my previous internship was within a consulting firm, and our task is to analyze the market and help us our client to develop a market strategy, and that require us to analyze a lot of large data sets. And so we just use Python and apply the machine learning techniques with that. So yeah, I think you can find like if you want any kind of job that could help you to learn how to apply machine learning in those real world data set. And also, I think if you want to look for internship, if you learn our course, I think you could apply some first year data analytics or business analytics job. And you could see those job descriptions that have some basic knowledge in how to use in Python and how to use some machine learning techniques in analyzing data set. And after learning this course, I think you could qualify for both.
Okay, great. The last question that we have from the form is there's just sort of questions like what got you interested in machine learning? How did you get started? And like, what do you like most about the field?
Sure, I would say I'm quite interested in machine learning because a lot of my friends and also a lot of my professor talk about it. So I just registered for a course and learned some basic idea of what machine learnings are. So in simplified word, machine learning have two different domains. One is supervised learning and one is unsupervised learning. And you will learn both in our series of course. So I think the most interesting thing about machine learning is it's still in its development phase. So also, a lot of scientists is also working in this field to find more good or more relevant techniques or algorithms that can be applied to more broader data sets. So I think it's a really brand new field, but I think it's already have some established findings you could apply in your data set, but it's still growing and developing. So I think that that's the most interesting thing about this field. If you learn machine learning and one day I think you probably could develop your own machine learning technique or algorithms that could be used by other people.
Okay, so we have a question from the audience right now. So, being a beginner in machine learning, what type of job can one approach?
Yeah, as I said before, I think if you look for the job description for data analytics or business analytics, there always be a line that requires the applicant to have the knowledge of how to use in Python and have some basic knowledge of some machine learning algorithms. So I think if you take our series of course, you could qualify those two requirements. So I think you could try to apply for some like entry levels data analytics or business analytics job.
Okay, so for the next part, like if anyone wants to unmute themselves and ask a question, that's welcome. Another question is, do you have any suggestions for current high school students who want to study computer or information sciences?
Sure, that's a really great question because a lot of people ask me like how to choose their major for the freshman year in university. I think computer science is really great major because nowadays almost every job require you to know at least one programming language, and I think Python is really preferable. So I think for a first year computer science or information science major student, try to grab and really learn how to code in Python is really important. And also there are also a lot of other programming language you could learn, like C++ and Java, depending on like how you want to pursue your career path. I think C++ and Java is more for software engineering. And if you want to be more focused on the finance field, like be a business analytics or a data analytics, maybe Python is a more preferable programming language.
Okay. So if anyone else has questions, you can unmute or send in the chat. Either one is fine. To sort of expand upon our suggestion that if you want to further sort of your machine learning knowledge, you should sign up for our IvyOnline courses. We're actually having a raffle opportunity right now. So all you have to do is fill out this form that I'm going to send to everyone in the chat. And by filling out the form, you're entering yourself into our raffle. And if you win the raffle, you'll get one of our free courses, which are actually valued at $150. So it's a great way to like jumpstart your knowledge of machine learning or build upon it for the summer. So I'm going to send that in the chat.
I have a question. So thank you, Rachel, for introduce yourself and your experience. So so as a student studying at Cornell, how do you feel like the Cornell experience?
So I think Cornell is a really great university because the campus is really beautiful, and if you have a chance, you must visit the library. The library is also really famous in the United States. So as for the academic reputation is also really high. For me, like why I choose the financial engineering program at Cornell, because it's a top 10 FE program in United States. And also the professors here are really friendly. They are really willing to help you if you have any questions. So yeah, and also my classmates and my peers are really smart and great people. They really help me a lot in here. So yeah, it's a really great school. And if you have the chance, you can apply for it if the major if you are interested.
Thank you. Okay, so do we have any other questions from our audience today? Okay, if not, maybe we can go to the next session, and then I will introduce a little bit about our organization, the IvyOnline Academy. Since most of you probably not familiar with our organization, so I can quickly go through a little bit. So IvyOnline Academy, we aim to help enrich high school students' applications with online research training and projects through collaboration with top universities. So our organization, we were accepted by Cornell Student Startup Accelerator eLab last fall semester, and we spent almost 1 year work with professors and other team members to develop our online courses, and finally we launched our first pilot course this summer. So we structure our courses and research programs into 3 stages. So the stage 1 is to learn the basics. So here, at this stage, students can learn the fundamentals of scientific research methods. So by taking our online courses, students will know the basic, the concept, and also learn the knowledge. After the stage 1, they can move on to the stage 2. And our team has prepared many cases so students can use the data set from the academic papers and also from the government organizations to practice their data analysis skills by solving these cases in multiple disciplines. And after students know the process of data analyzing, they can move on to the 3rd stage, pioneer their own research. So they can work with our researchers and faculty members one-on-one and to have personalized, to have their kind of individual guidance on their own research. So this summer we have offered many courses spanning from social sciences information sciences to environmental sciences and life sciences. And now I can share with you our current courses. Let me go to our website. So all the information you see here, you can find on our website. Where is my website? Can you see my, that's the top? Okay, so this is IvyOnline website. And so you just go to the research programs and you can see our research courses in different fields. So this summer we offer our social science research course for free. And currently we are running our second cohort. We have almost 100 students from both the US and China taking our courses. And this week will be our second week. And the students will watch the video lectures and do the assignment and quizzes, and also join the online discussion session every week. And now we also prepared our research courses on information sciences, that is about the machine learning and the Python for machine learning. And after, so students can take the two courses at the same time. Since many kind of machine learning problems are solved by using Python, so the Python is very powerful and very useful in machine learning fields. So that's why we are providing these two courses together. So our first cohort will start this coming week, and we have about 15 students in our first cohort to start their journey on machine learning. And since our courses are for the beginners, so you don't need to worry too much about maybe it is hard to understand. So our instructors like Rachel and other graduate students at Cornell, they will help you out. So maybe you are wondering what kind of problem you can solve after taking these two courses. So just like I mentioned, so we have prepared several cases. So after the first stage learning, you can move on to the second stage, and by solving these 4 cases. So they are the temperature prediction, Titanic case, and the long-term deposit prediction and COVID-19 case prediction. So for example, you can solve a case, use what you learned in the first stage to predict whether the COVID-19 case will jump or will decrease, using the data set from the public government data set. Yeah. So all the information you can find on our website, and this summer we are offering our courses with a big discount. And if you sign up for our 2 courses, you will have so you will have another kind of discount on the top of a 20% discount. Yeah, you will. So if you want to check out our courses, you just click here, and then you will it will kind of bring you to our course page. Okay, so our upcoming course, the greenhouse course, will be offered by the end of July. And so this course is also a new course, and we are collaborating with a very kind of a very high-tech company based in China, and that is called Trela. So Trela is an organization focusing on the urban forestry. So basically, they have a nursery in a city near Shanghai, and they are planting the tree seedlings, and the tree seedlings will be used for the urban forestation. Yeah, and so during this course, students will learn the basic the plant science, and also like some basic engineering knowledge. And the final case of this course is to solve an engineering problem that is that the trailer faced in their greenhouse. So this course is kind of combination between the environmental course and the engineering course. And the course will last about 5 weeks. And the student who finish our course we will have a certificate from IvyOnline, just like our other courses. And we also select top 20 students who ace their the research papers, and the CEO of Trailer will award them the recommendation letters. Oh, we also provide recommendation letters for students who finish the stage 2 course of the machine learning course. Yeah. So that is a little bit introduction about what is IvyOnline and what kind of courses and research programs we're offering now in this summer, and hopefully hopefully we can help you to understand more about the research and prepare you well for the upcoming college applications, since many kind of summer programs are canceled due to the pandemic. So if you have any other questions, just please feel free to send us emails or follow us on Facebook and Instagram, and we can and we can tell you more about our programs. Yeah, and just like Julie mentioned earlier, and now we have a raffle activities. So so if you are interested in our machine learning course and you want to try your luck, you can join our raffle to win the free spots. And for all the participants, so for the people who don't win the raffle, we also provide 20% discount for the participants. Okay, so that is a brief introduction about IvyOnline, and everything you can everything I mentioned you can find it on our website. And hope we can help you to start your research journey this summer. Thank you. Okay, any questions from our audience? Okay, so if we don't have any other questions, I think yeah, I think we can end our webinar today. And if you have any questions, just like I mentioned earlier, please feel free to send us email to info@ivyonline.academy, and please visit our website if you are interested in our programs. Okay, thank you. Have a nice day. Bye bye.